I don't know.
All right, so let's dive into the next one then. Seattle. What the hell happened to the Seahawks? What the hell happened to the Seahawks?
Well, initially, Jay, without having looked at the box score, which is something that you and the listeners know I love to do, is look at the box score because it tells you something. I simply thought that they were scaling back on Russ's pass attempts, in a sense, not letting him cook as much and feeding the run game with Chris Carson. But that's not the case at all because he had 43 pass attempts in this game. Now, part of that came from the fact that they were down in the fourth quarter and he was trying to throw his way back into it, and It didn't work. Why? Because somehow, some way, this Giants team has become a decent team. If you look at the last month of this team, especially that defense, I don't know how they done. They're 5-7. I thought they had 2 wins coming into this game. I have no idea how they got to 5.
Where we got 5 wins came from?
I don't know what this defense is doing. Joe Judge, the head coach, who was a special teams coach in New England, I thought it was a horrible move. I don't know who the defensive coordinator is, but there's something that they're doing, and that was evident yesterday in Seattle with no reason to win that game. I mean, yeah, okay, if you win the NFC East, so what? You're going to get bounced in the first round on your own home field. And Seattle, again, trying to stake their claim amongst the top teams in the NFC to fight for that, that bye week with the New Orleans Saints or the Green Bay Packers. They just didn't show up. They got manhandled in that game.
Yeah.
This is a Seattle team that was coming into this game, Jay, with 19 sacks in the last 4 games. So that pass rush was there, but something happened to him yesterday.
Yep, their DC is Patrick Graham.
Patrick Graham, you ever heard of him?
Yep, no.
You know
he actually was the DC for the Dolphins last year. But he's who Judge pulled up. I mean, but Patrick Graham also coached where? Guess where?
New England?
Yes, he is a former Patriots coach from 09 to 15. So he served around different positions within the Patriots defense hierarchy. So he knows his stuff. But it seems like Joe Judge's blue collar, work hard mentality is actually starting to resonate with a lot of the players. Which I wasn't sold on him coming in initially, but he could be something a lot more than what we expected. Seattle, though, in the other case, their defense is bad. Their offense has gotten worse. Like, they had 5 points at the half, Jimmy.
Yes.
With DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Chris Carson, and Russell Wilson all still there. I haven't got a chance to run through no articles to get an understanding of the way that the game was ran.
Yeah.
But like you said, it seemed like they were transitioning out of letting Russ cook, I guess to keep his legs prepped for the playoffs.
I don't know.
To him cooking nonstop and not actually cooking. So this is becoming an issue if they can't get past the Giants. They're 8-4. They're dropping swiftly in the rankings in the NFL right now in the standings. And yes, this is the year where everything changes as far as the playoffs go to where one team will be the number 1 seed will get the bye week and there will be an additional team added. We're getting to the point where Seattle's lost the NFC West to the Rams, who should not be leading it at all. I don't know. I don't know what's going on overall with Russell Wilson, but it looks like he is definitely, and we'll talk about this later, out of the MVP talks.
I agree. I don't know what he's going to do. Again, you get the Jets next, so that's good. You have Washington, who you don't know what to expect from them. Then you have the Rams.
Getting better.
You have the Rams and the 49ers, who are also fighting for those same playoff spots. So they've put themselves. This loss really hurts them. This is a really bad loss for this team.
And at one point, I thought the NFC West was the best conference in the NFL.
I mean, it still might be, but this is terrible.
The way they're taking L's and the way the Cardinals are taking L's, I don't know. They might have been top heavy and then just fell apart.
Might have been
in the beginning. So, with that, do you think is there something wrong with Tyler Lockett?
I don't think so. I mean, just based off yesterday's game.
Yeah.
No.
Overall, no. Just period. Like, he's my fantasy wide receiver.
Right.
I haven't got anything from him since he had that 400-yard game.
I would say maybe he's being double covered, but they wouldn't be able to do that with DK Metcalf on the other side.
And Moore out there as well, because Moore's been eating, and so has DK. Tyler has disappeared as well.
I don't know.
Like, are they having issues?
Are there
relationship issues?
I would have to watch film of this Seattle team to figure out what's going on. But,
I mean, his targets are still there. He's still getting roughly. I mean, after his 15 catch 200-yard game, he had a 5-4 game target. Mm-hmm. He had 13 where he went 9 for 100 yards, but then it's been 8 and 8. So he's still getting his targets, but 7 catches for 67, 8 catches for 92. It just doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't seem like what we would expect with having a DK Metcalf out there who you have to double.
Right.
There's no excuse for the way that Russell Wilson is playing. I guess we'll have to go back to it. It's him.
Mm-hmm.
It's him. Has he lost his confidence? Can he not read defenses anymore?
Well, maybe this is that. So in like with the first 3 or 4 games of the season, that's when he really started to cook. So maybe teams have enough film on him since then in order to really figure out how he's been getting all these passes to DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. And now these last 4 games of the season, 4 to 5 games of the season, he's got to figure out how to overcome the adjustments because the Giants just gave everybody the blueprint on how to beat this team. So now they've got to figure out a way to overcome that, or else, I mean, they're not going to make the playoffs.
I guess the last thing we have to look at is their line. What is up with their offensive line?
I don't know.
So we have to look at that part.
Yeah.
Good question.